Welcome back to First Take. UConn basketball punched their ticket to the Final Four in dominant fashion yesterday, beating Notre Dame in the Elite Eight by a final score of 70-52. Sarah Strong led the way, 21 points, and Blanca Quiñones added 20 off the bench. It was the closest game of UConn's tournament thus far on their way to their 25th women's Final Four appearance. Now, there's a reason why UConn is considered the basketball capital of the world. For the sixth time, both men's and women's teams have made it to the Final Four in the same season. The Huskies took home both titles to Stores in 2004 and 2014. Chiney McKay joins us now here on First Take. I mean, this is just a simple question to you, Chiney. Can anyone stop UConn? Can anyone?
Honestly, UConn's biggest competition is themselves. They've won over 50 games straight, and they have been superheroes for the majority of the season. But there actually was a point where they showed their humanity in the regular season, taking on Michigan, only winning by 3. And then I do believe that the last game versus Notre Dame showed a little bit more of humanity. There's one team in mind that I have, but I will start with UConn just because, you know, they did not get Sarah Strong touches early. That was a mistake. That's actually criminal in the words of Stephen A. AZ Fudd did not have a big shooting night. That's where their humanity sort of pops up. But still, they can always rely on their defense, their coaching, their expertise, their experience. Now, if there is one team that I do believe can really give them stiff competition, you know, Louis Vuitton Don, them Gamecocks, South Carolina, I have them as the stiffest competition because, one, they're motivated. They did not win the SEC tournament. And I remember my experience losing my last conference tournament ahead of the NCAA tournament. That helped us right the wrongs. Me at Stanford, we lost to USC. That helped us fix all the things that we needed to fix to go on a tremendous run. And that is what we have seen from South Carolina. We've seen their dominance. South Carolina is known affectionately as post-player U, right? Because of the likes of Asia Wilson or even Aaliyah Boston. Now they have Joyce Edwards, who's a dominant big as a sophomore. But most importantly, this is their separator, their guards, their backcourt. Their guards shot 71% from 3 versus Oklahoma. This is a time where a lot of teams are struggling to shoot the three-point shot. They added Tanaya Latson, who was a star transfer. She actually led the nation in scoring last year at Florida State. So they have balance both offensively and defensively. They have a coach who knows how to win at all levels. They have the experience. They have the motivation from last year. I'm looking at South Carolina as a team to hopefully maybe add that stiff competition necessary to really challenge UConn.
Ain't gonna happen. Ain't gonna happen. Sorry. I don't look at it that way at all. And you know I love the queen, Dawn Staley, who's phenomenal. And this man, Geno Auriemma, has one blemish in a national championship game. He's been in the title games. He's 12-1. The one time he lost was to Dawn Staley in South Carolina. What does he do? He avenges that a couple of years later by beating them 82-59 in the national championship game last year. I mean, see, these are the kind of things that happen, okay? And so we're looking at UConn. Can anyone beat them? Texas, you're forcing over 22 turnovers a game. I still don't believe it's Texas. I think the one team that has a shot is UCLA. Lauren Betts, big presence, shooting 70% from the field, averaging 24 points a game in the 4 tournament games. Here's the interesting part. They went out last year after losing to UConn. What do? They go out and they get a couple of perimeter shooters. In Walker, they get Neepkins as well, Kniepkins as well. And I'm thinking it's going to require close to perfection. But if Lauren Betts continues to play the way that she's playing, and on top of it all, those girls around her hitting perimeter shots, that's the one ingredient that gives you a chance. The reason I'm not sold on somebody like Texas knocking off UConn, Janae, is because I'm not thinking Fudd and Strong and them are going to be forced into 22 turnovers. I just don't see that happen. I don't see you being able to rattle them the way that you rattled most teams. Defense is your signature, wreaking havoc, causing hell. I get that. But if there's a team that's built for it, it's a team led by Geno Auriemma, who, let me throw this by this statistically, 37 consecutive tournament appearances, 32 straight Sweet 16s, 25th Final Four, 12 national championships, 13 appearances. My God. I mean, when you think about it, just hearing that stuff, it intimidates you. And one of my favorite players in the world, Janae, is Hidalgo at Notre Dame. That little dynamo right there, that little feisty somebody. I love her. I love her. I really, really do. She's something special. And I'm sad to see her gone because at the hands of UConn. But I'm just saying, when you look at who they are, it's not going to be experience that rattles them. It's going to be talent. Inside, outside attack. You're not shutting UConn down. You're going to have to put some points up and rattle them by making them tight offensively where they can't afford to make but so many mistakes because you can score on them. That is why I think UCLA is the lone threat, and I don't think UCLA is that big of a threat, but they can do it if they put forth a perfect performance.
Let me first give you a little credit because I know you've been in your women's basketball bag, especially this collegiate season, talking to Coach Corey Close, talking to Coach Vic Schaefer. I know Vic Schaefer is going to run this back and be like, you see what my friend Stephen A said? They don't believe in us.
No,
you're welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome, Texas, for that. But let me just say this. You talk about the talent and the size that UCLA has. The only question I have is that dog factor. And I do believe they all say, hey, people don't think we're tough. We faced a Duke team that was playing their best version of basketball, and we were able to succeed. I don't know if you caught that out of bounds play that they threw near half court where subs come in, and they just threw it over Lauren Bett's defender. She had her on the high side. Everyone else was near half court. And that's how they were able to gain separation in the game. Coach Corey Close is doing her thing. But I raise you this, and the reason why I say South Carolina, and you know I live like about 15 minutes from Westwood. I love those girls. I love them. I say South Carolina because the way that you credit Lauren Betts is the way that I want to credit Medina Okot. Medina Okot is also 6'7", playing for South Carolina. She has multiple double-doubles. She is someone that plays alongside Joyce Edwards. So they have the luxury of going super big in the paint, South Carolina, with 6'3" and 6'7", or they can rest Medina and play smaller. Joyce Edwards has also played the 3 position this year, so they can play small ball, they can play big. The question is, can UCLA, when the game gets tight and it gets physical, what will we see? They have proven to be one of the most dominant teams, and I do believe they will exceed my own personal expectations, but we know what we can expect from Dawn Staley playing in the most battle-tested conference, the SEC. And so that's where I sort of continue to give the edge. You look at coaching, experience, defense, dog, offense, guard shooting. South Carolina has it all covered. But the cool thing is that from last year's Final Four to this year's, all of the 1 seeds, if we get a repeat, all of the 1 seeds have improved in ways that are necessary to really rival and challenge UConn.
Let me ask you this question, Janae, because you would know better than me. I've only seen South Carolina once or twice this year. Is UCLA better or worse offensively?
They're better. They are much better for the reason.
South Carolina.
I would say that UCLA is more offensive oriented because that's where they separate themselves in the Big Ten, whereas South Carolina is more defensively oriented. Like they will apply that pressure one-on-one. Raven Johnson is one of the best defenders, especially at the top. And so it doesn't diminish their offense. I just think that they hang their hat on different things.
All right,
UConn. And I'm saying because UCLA hangs their hat on offense. I think the ingredients to knocking off UConn is making UConn uncomfortable because they can't stop you. See, to me, a defensive battle, they'll find a way to win. But offensively, if they can't find a way to stop you, you could potentially rattle them that way. That's why I give UCLA the better chance than Texas or South Carolina. But it's a minimal chance because UConn just looks unstoppable.
Shay, tell me if we have to wrap soon, but I wanted to mention something on Texas as a sleeper because I'm currently in Fort Worth, Texas, and you guys know I'm a Texas girl, so, I love to be back home in my home state. But there's this one stat that has continued to blow my mind. Don't sleep on Texas. They're also known for their defense, but they're getting offensive production in a way that you see teams peaking at the right time. Madison Booker is a name that everyone should come to know. She is going to be dominant for the years to come, not just in college, but also at the pros. She's just got a pro-level skill set. And get this stat. Madison Booker, her only comp, honestly, meaningfully, is Kevin Durant. Because if you look at the number that they rock, 35, the school that they attend, and the shot that they take, the mid-range, Madison Booker has made more mid-range shots than 329 D1 teams by herself. So Texas, they're ascending. They're getting help with Rory Harmon. Jordan Lee's playing great. They are a dark horse as well.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, dark horse,
Chene,
Texas Stallions.
there you go, girl. Yeah, ride them. Okay. Thank you, Chene. We got some action today. Let's get to it. The